Over the past several weeks, the United States has seen a wave of major cybersecurity incidents across healthcare, finance, and education. Together, these breaches impacted millions of Americans and exposed some of the most sensitive personal information we have. Today, we're breaking down 5 of the biggest recent incidents and what they teach us about the state of cybersecurity. The first incident involved a consumer credit service provider. Roughly 4.5 million Americans were impacted. Attackers gained access through a third-party application tied to the credit reporting and support tools. That's a huge number of personal identifiers like names, social security numbers, and birth dates, the exact data criminals love to use for identity theft. The lesson here is clear. Even trusted financial systems can be compromised if a vendor in the supply chain is vulnerable. The second major incident came from the healthcare sector. A large U.S. provider confirmed that around 2.7 million patient records were taken. The exposed data included medical information and insurance details. Unlike stolen credit card numbers, medical data can't be reissued. Once it's out there, it can be exploited for fraudulent schemes, false claims, and even blackmail. Healthcare continues to be the most targeted industry because the data is so incredibly valuable and the stakes for patients are so high. Third on the list is higher education. A major U.S. university announced a breach that affected nearly 1 million students, staff, and applicants. The attackers accessed personal details, social security numbers, and academic files. Universities are attractive to cybercriminals not only because of the amount of sensitive personal data they store, but also because they often run on older systems that have limited cybersecurity resources. The size of this incident shows how vulnerable education institutions remain. Fourth, we turn to the healthcare service and support. In this case, around 500,000 individuals were affected when a contractor that provides services to healthcare organizations reported a breach. Names, state IDs, and in some cases, financial account details were exposed. This incident highlights one of the biggest challenges in cybersecurity today: the risks introduced by third parties. Even if a hospital or healthcare group locks down its systems, vulnerabilities in an outside vendor can still expose patient data. And fifth, a regional credit union disclosed that there was around 100 million members impacted when their accounts were compromised. Names, account details, and government ID numbers were among the information leaked. What makes breaches like this so concerning is that attackers don't need to target the largest banks to cause serious damage. Regional financial institutions are often seen as softer targets, but they hold extremely valuable customer data. When you look at all 5 of these incidents together, a few patterns become clear. First, third-party risk is everywhere. Vendors, contractors, and outsourced applications remain one of the easiest ways for attackers to gain access. Second, certain industries are hit again and again. Think healthcare, finance, and education. These sectors all manage massive amounts of sensitive personal information, making them irresistible targets. And third, identity information, names, social security numbers, and financial details continues to dominate the black market. Unlike a password, this data can't easily be changed once it's exposed. So what should organizations take away from these incidents? Start by vetting vendors more carefully and require them to provide proof of strong security practices. Limit the amount of sensitive data you can collect and store. If you don't need it, don't keep it. Train employees regularly on how to spot phishing attempts, since that remains the #1 entry point for attackers. Encrypt sensitive information both at rest and in transit. And most importantly, don't just have an incident response plan sitting on the shelf. Test it, practice it, and update it every year. Cybersecurity doesn't need to be overwhelming. Even small steps like enabling multi-factor authentication, reviewing access privileges, and keeping an up-to-date inventory of your systems and your vendors can be a big difference. If you want to learn more about how you can protect your organization, reach out to K2GRC. And since you've made it this far into the video, you might as well like it, share it, and comment down below.